Hey everyone, welcome to week 14 of the V1.34 release cycle. I am Vyom and I'll be host for today's meeting. Before we go any further, please note that this meeting is being recorded and will be posted to YouTube publicly. So if you don't want to get your video recorded, please feel free to turn off your camera. And also note that this meeting comes under the Kubernetes or the CNCF code of conduct, which basically boils down to being excellent to one another. Also, if you already haven't added yourself to the attendees list, please do so. And with that, let's get cracking. Is there anything under open discussion anyone would like to discuss? If not, we can move on to something updates, enhancements with Josh.
Hello, everybody. Enhancements is chilling. We are current status green. Not much going on for us at the moment, so no changes.
Cool. Thank you for the updates, Josh. Are there any questions for enhancements? If not, then let's move on to release signal with Ellie.
Hi team. Current status is green. It changed just a couple of minutes ago. It has been a very engaging end of release. We have had like lots of plays, lots of triaging. So thank VM for helping us pushing on the other SIGs. But yeah, for the APAC session, we had like 3 flags and they were marked as non-blocker a couple of minutes ago, so we are good to go, and we are keeping a tight eye on the dashboards to prevent this. And the other thing is like we have like this 13.33.02 that should be fixed before the main release, but that's a problem for the next few weeks, for the next few days. So that will be it from the release signal. I don't know if you have any questions.
For this flake, I have seen this flake. I think it's worth following up again with Patrick to see whether that is still the plan. Because Patrick proposed fix for a few flakes because they were just test fixes. I deferred them to the next release cycle. So just follow up again with this. This is a non-blocking issue, but if it's just test fixes, we wouldn't get this in the final release cut as well. This one. Cool. Are there any questions for release signal? If not, then we can move on to docs with Michelle. Is Michelle on the call? I don't see Michelle on the call. Is there anyone else from the docs team who can give the updates? If not, then I will read up the updates for docs. The weekly brand sync PR will be created. RC0 release node PR has been merged. RC1 release nodes PR will be created. This is something me and Sriram added in the APAC meeting for docs, is that there is a release node that needs to be updated to urgent upgrade node section of the changelog. I believe it was tagged after the tooling was run against the current state of the GitHub repo. So that is why the curl didn't automatically add it to that section. So that needs to be fixed either manually or running curl again. I just added another action item for the docs team here. Run curl again right now to see if that functionality is working as it's supposed to. That means that particular release note is automatically shifted from feature section to urgent upgrade notes section. This is actually important to make sure that curl is functioning correctly. And the docs team would follow up on that. Are there any questions for the docs team? If not, then let's move on to comms with Agustina.
Hi, everyone. Com status is green. For the feature blogs, we have 11 merged and ready to publish. We have 7 with review in progress. Most of them already have LGTM from the SIG, so technical review is done. I think we are only missing 2 technical reviews, so we will monitor and follow up. One of them was not a post-release communication after all, so that one is merged and published already. And that's it for feature blogs. Release announcement still open for review if you have any comments. We will probably merge on like the end of the week and then open follow-up maybe to add a theme, logo, and webinar link, which are the missing pieces. And lastly, for webinar and press, webinar is the only thing with pending confirmation. I reached out to Audra and Kimberly via the CNCF Slack. I still haven't gotten a response, so I have one additional contact, but I believe they are out this week, so I can try to reach out to them on Monday, but maybe if I don't get a response today or tomorrow, I will try again with the webinars at CNCF email. But yeah, that one is still pending confirmation. That's all.
Cool. Thank you for the updates, Agustina. If you don't hear back from Audra, I think I saw the message that Audra is on leave on the Ambassador Slack. I don't know about Kimberly, but I can also try pinging them or asking in the Ambassador Slack in general if someone else is there to attend to this request. But let me know if you don't hear back soon.
Okay.
All right, are there any questions for the comms team? If not, then let's move on to release branch management with Mateo. Is Mateo on the call today? Nope, Mateo isn't on the call today, but I see Drew is.
Yeah, so we just got the Go signal this morning from Release Signal, so we are now proceeding with the second release candidate cut. Yeah, if you want to follow along on the progress, the Slack thread is here.
Amazing. Thank you for the updates, Drew. Are there any questions for release branch management? If not, then let's move on to our emeritus advisor, Fred, who I believe is not on the call today. Don't think there should be any update from Fred. Some of you asked about the end of cycle shadow survey. Fred knows about it and would work on that this weekend, and it would be shared with you all soon. And I think it's just a bump for the retro again. We have the retro scheduled on 3rd of September for me. It might be different for you, but you'll have the invites in your inbox. So please make sure you add whatever you want to discuss to the retro doc, which is right here. And just anything you felt about this release cycle, good, bad, ugly, or even shout outs that you want to give to fellow team members, you're more than welcome to do that. Is there anything you'd like to add, Kat?
Oh, I was muted in two places. No, I think everybody's doing great. If you saw the tussle yesterday, don't worry about that. Nobody here did anything wrong. We did everything right. It's our job to enforce the rules as written, which is what we were doing. Sometimes the rules are stupid. In this case, the rules around the way conformance testing needs to be done are stupid and haven't been enforced consistently for a while. We've also had 100% conformance for a little while, so this is the first time in a minute we've had to wrestle with this particular problem. So sorry if you saw that. Nobody was at their best yesterday. We will try not to let it happen again. If you have feelings about that one, please do not bring it up in the part 2 of the retro, because that was it was so messy that it will take over the whole retro. So instead, you will all get a calendar update from me for an additional retro to cover specifically that issue. You don't have to come to that retro if you don't want to. It's not going to cover any other release issues. It's just that. And it's going to be a little bit more far-reaching than a retro usually is, since we're dealing with issues in multiple SIGs. and several sub-projects of SIG architecture. So you'll get another retro calendar invite. It is optional for y'all.
Amazing. Thank you for adding that, Kat. Are there any questions for Kat or maybe even for Fred?
I will say, I have one small thing actually. This is the last cycle we will have an emeritus advisor. So it is Fred's job to turn the lights out on this role, and he's not here to hear me say nice things about him, but I'll say nice things about him later. But I do want this on the recording. He did an excellent job. I'm so glad he is the last emeritus advisor. We've worked together a lot for a long time on the release team. He followed me around the team for quite a while, so I'm really glad that he's the person to close out this role. The responsibilities aren't going away. It's just that the emeritus advisor is an artifact of when we didn't have sub-project owners, and we do now. So that you'll just see me in this role every cycle from now on, instead of us forcing a former release lead to come back from the dead periodically. So I just wanted to, on the recording, thank Fred for all of his hard work and for being the one to turn out the lights on the roll.
Yeah, that's an important thing to do. Thank you for doing that, Kat. And I almost forgot that this was the last cycle with an emeritus advisor. Yeah, we are fading away another role, which is not technically fading away, but
Yeah.
the right direction to go in. All right, are there any questions before I get to my updates? So I'll get to my updates. The first thing is about the thing that Kat just discussed. We had a long discussion regarding GA features without conformance tests, having the Slack thread if it's not visible enough for any one of you to go and take a dig at it. Also, the green signal for RC2, that's a good thing. So now we are progressing on time for the release cut. And there was a regression fix yesterday, if some of you are interested in checking that out. It was merged yesterday itself, and now it's stable. And final week to go before the release, and next week would be a week we'll have the release party. So just 7 more days to go. Technically, it might be a bit less, but thank you everyone for putting in all the efforts that you've been putting during this release cycle. I am actually, I'll save the speech for later, for the last meeting, not today. All right, are there any questions for me? If not, SIG scalability, I don't think they have updated the status. They should be fine. I don't see anything that's in the test grid that should bother us, so it should be fine on their end. Okay, and with that, we are at the end of our agenda. Is there anything anyone would like to discuss on the recording? If not, then I'll stop the recording. YouTube, bye-bye.